As the video title implies, my credit card has been hijacked, and it was hijacked at the gas pump. I know when it was done, I know where it was done, I'm pretty sure about how it was done, and now I absolutely know how to minimize my chances of this happening in the future, and I want to pass all that information along to you to save you some time, some money, and some headaches. Well, that's right, my credit card information has been hijacked, and in one day, the thieves charged $7,500 on that card. So here's how it happened. I pulled up to a gas station, which I go to frequently. It's a convenience store, high volume, a lot of gas pumps, a lot of business in there. I pulled up to the pump, which was the furthest most from the actual store, and I put my credit card in, and the screen just flashed. And I waited, and then about 5 seconds later, it said, remove card. I pulled the card out, and the screen was just blank, nothing there. Normally, it would tell you to go to the next step, whatever that might be, select your fuel type or something like that. So I said, well, let's try it again. So I put it in again, which was a mistake. And same thing happened. The screen flashed. A few seconds later, it said remove the card. Well, I backed up to the pump behind me and ran my card just like normal. I got my gas and I drove off. Well, here about 5 or 6 days later, it might have been a week, I get a text from my credit union, says, did you authorize a $2,500 charge at some business? I won't repeat the business's name, but it was out of state. And immediately I text back and I says, no. So my credit union called me on the phone about 3 or 4 minutes later, and we went through the charges. And at that point, there were $7,500 of unauthorized charges on the card. Well, the credit union said that they would go ahead and file a fraud complaint on my behalf, and it may take a few days to get this through. So I just kind of sat tight. So how do they get your credit card information? Well, there's two ways. One's called skimming and the other one's called shimming. It involves a person coming in and placing a tiny, very tiny camera around the card reader that can see your numbers and also pick up your fingers entering a PIN if you have a PIN associated with it. So they're capturing that information and they can reuse that. Shimming is a way that there is a magnetic reader placed inside the card reader, and this magnetic reader is going to read your magnetic strip as your card goes in and pass that along to the thieves. They'll take that information and duplicate your card or whatever it is they do behind the scenes to use your credit card information to make unauthorized purchases. So what do you do? Well, first off, when you go up to use one of these, check the card reader, check the keypad, play with those a little bit to see if they're fake or if they're loose or something like that. Take a look for some obvious signs of maybe a camera being there. Sometimes it might just be a little pinhole that allows a camera to view what's going on with your card and your card reader. The other thing that I've started doing is on some of these gas pumps, you're going to see a tap pad. Like the one I'm showing you here. You can take the chip end of your credit card and just tap it against this pad. That pad will read your credit card information that quickly. It'll go through the authorization process and allow you to make your purchase. I think it's really more difficult to scam that way because there's no reader involved other than what's inside that pad. So try that. It's a really convenient way, and I've started using that when it's available. It's not always available, but when it is, try it out, and I think that'll give you some level of security right there. If your bank or credit union or credit card has a fraud monitoring program where they can give you early notifications of suspected fraud attempts on your card, sign up for that. I think that's a good way of giving you an early heads up of what's going on. In my case, I had that with my credit card company, which is my credit union, and they saw this purchase come up, which was out of the usual for me and out of my home area, and they went ahead and sent me the text to ask. Now, you can go into those types of monitoring situations, and you can tell your credit card company where you'll be traveling. You can enter that in there. That way they'll be able to understand more of what your buying habits might be. But it's a way to get some early notification of what's going on with your credit card. Monitor your credit card account. And you have to do this online. If you wait until the end of the month or the end of the billing cycle for that letter to come that's going to show you what's going on, you may be behind the 8 ball. You may be 25 or 30 days too late. So I recommend signing up and monitoring your account online. I do that, and I've done that for years. And especially when I'm traveling away from home and using my credit card in gas stations and places I've never been before, I might check it 2 or 3 or 4 times a week just to see that the purchases I've made have registered correctly and that there's no fraudulent or suspicious charges going to my card. There's no charge for this. It's completely safe. You just have to register with your credit card holder to get access to your account, view it online, check it, and check it often. I don't recommend using a debit card. And the reason why is the debit card is linked directly to your checking account, which has your money in it. And if there's fraudulent charges on there, then they can either get your money or at least tie up your money for a period of time. I read something this morning that your bank or your credit card company, they will cover the first $50 of a fraudulent debit card purchase, but you have to notify them within like 2 days. So you have to stay on that real tight. And also that if your debit card is linked to a savings account, they may be able to get to that money. And worse yet, if it's linked to a retirement account, that debit card fraud may be able to get all the way into your retirement account. I don't use a debit card for that reason. With a credit card, the credit card company is going to cover all of the fraudulent charges. There'll be no charge to you. So take that tip, do your own research. There's a lot of information on the internet about that, and be careful. And one final way to protect your credit cards is use an RFID wallet, something like this. This is a men's wallet. I prefer a front pocket wallet, but what it has is it has a metal foil liner in this wallet where someone cannot just brush against you in a crowd with a RFID reader and extract your credit card information. They can't do that with these types of wallets. Now you see these in not only wallets but in ladies' purses as well. So check it out. It's RFID protection. So to recap, always inspect that card reader, the keypad, look for cameras that might be available. Sign up with your credit card holder for fraud alerts so they can get a hold of you quicker. Review your account online frequently. If the tap pad is available when you're making your purchase, use that tap pad. Use an RFID protected wallet. And finally, be cautious of using debit cards for these types of purchases. Well, I hope you never get caught in the situation I did, but my credit union came through $7,500 worth of charges in one day. They canceled the card. They sent me a new card. All of those charges have been removed off of my account, and I'm good to go again. I hope this never happens to you, but if it does, then maybe some of these tips I've just provided will help you out. Or actually, I hope the tips help you out before you experience what I did. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Leave some comments down below if you have any tips that you've learned how to protect your credit cards, and we'll share that with everyone else. Click that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. And until next time, thanks for watching.